everyone! We'll be starting our next session soon with LucidLink and Wasabi. If you join us, you'll be entered for our daily $500 giveaway.
Thank you so much.
I do too.
Great, so we're about to get started. We have Dennis Radicate, who is going to be talking about LucidLink and Wasabi, the magic of LucidLink, accelerate global creative collaboration. He is the Director of Sales for Media and Entertainment at LucidLink. And once again, if you join us, you'll be entered for our $500 daily giveaway. And with that, I'll hand it over to Dennis.
I think by virtue of my height, I will take this and hold this. So, great to see everyone. Isn't it great to be back in Las Vegas and actually meeting people in person? Yes, I'm so happy to kind of be back with our community and seeing everyone. So that's terrific. So, as Isabel said, I represent LucidLink, and it is a cloud-enabling technology, and one of our great partners is Wasabi, and they're just thinking about cloud object storage differently, just like LucidLink is. And so just kind of give you a quick overview, and by all means, take the long walk after you've talked to everyone at Wasabi, take the long walk all the way across the carpet over to our booth right behind me. All right, with that, of course we have to have the obligatory 800-pound obvious gorilla in the thing, is that COVID-19 changed everything. I joined from another company that was really about creation, but I had a long commute, and suddenly it's like, go home, and it'll just be a couple weeks. But COVID-19, quite frankly, changed everything. It changes how we think about production, and I don't think we're going back, because fully 16% of all people say, I am fully remote and I'm not going back. 26, almost 27% of all jobs right now are remote, and 94% of people who are working remote say they don't want to go back. So I really think that at the end of the day, working from home or some hybrid environment is the new normal. And all this week, as I've been speaking to customers and other people and attendees at the show, we've been getting that validation that that is really the thing that is happening. One of the reasons why I joined LucidLink myself is I was excited about learning about the cloud. I think it's very exciting. It's the way things are moving. But for me, the move to the cloud is inevitable. You may not feel that way. You may not feel comfortable. I don't know if I can do video production that way in the cloud, or is it going to be $1 million or something like that? But the reality is we're moving. I mean, for all of us older folks, I'm not saying any of you, just me, I've gone from analog to digital to file to cloud. I've gone from SD to HD to 4K to 8K, right? So, and we're seeing, the cool thing about NAB is it's never an evolution, it is a revolution. We've gone from SDR to HDR. It never stops. And so cloud is the next thing that I think, and I almost say that the theme of this show is really around cloud production. So what is LucidLink? It is really a high-performance cloud file system that provides a single source of truth to everyone regardless of location. So you're able to use a cloud object storage solution like Wasabi and be able to edit video hundreds or even thousands of miles away. I recently moved down to Georgia, and so I typically connect to a file system or a cloud object storage system in Northern California, about 2,500 miles away from me. And I show demos every day of editing HD or 4K video straight from the cloud. Nothing is cached. And when I talk about the single source of truth, that also means one other thing. If you're using what I would call sync and share solutions, where we got a bunch of people here around and I push up a video and we're all sharing it. Well, we wait for my copy to upload. Then we think about that sync and share service to think about it for a little bit, right? And then it pushes down to you, and we've got a whole bunch of copies now, and all this time that we've wasted. our idea of access with something like Wasabi is that you can ingest or import or play the file while it's still uploading, right? And so that's the kind of idea of what immediate access means to LucidLink. And the key word that I underlined there is that we're streaming the data in a just-in-time manner. So for example, if you have a 2-hour film, but you need this 5 seconds to cut into a trailer, with other solutions, you'd have to download or egress the entire file. With LucidLink and object storage like Wasabi, you just go take Premiere, Avid, Blackmagic, any creative app, QuickTime, VLC, you name it, it works with everything. Park your playhead there, retrieve those blocks, and you've got instant access without downloading anything that you don't need. So from a cost perspective, we're saving money because you're only egressing the things that you need. And from a performance perspective for creatives, we're always making sure the experience is high performance, right? So it's always a real-time environment. Okay, so this is one thing that actually I think about a lot for me personally. We've probably all bought different storage solutions over the course of our lives or our engagement. And we think we always need high performance, right? Always. We need immediate access, right? And that's one of the concerns that we have about the cloud is, do we have immediate access? But I honestly would encourage everyone here in the audience to kind of think about all 6 of these, right? Because is it scalable? Of course the cloud's scalable, right? More importantly, we live in a globally connected world, right? I can pull out my phone and we can all watch Netflix and Disney and all that stuff. Guess what? Content creation is slowly moving in that same direction, and the first way to do that is to provide cloud storage that is going to look and act like a local disk, but share like a NAS and scale with the cloud, so scale like Wasabi. So I encourage everyone to kind of think about all 6 of these, instantly accessible, application compatible. One that we always forget, simplicity. I mean, for a lot of broadcasters here, you kind of have to pat your head, rub your tummy, turn around, 3 times in order to make sure that that piece of software works in the overall broadcast tool work chain. With LucidLink and Wasabi, can that user double click? Yes? Well, then you're educated now on how to use LucidLink and Wasabi together. So quickly, let's just work through this. On the left-hand side, you've got production on set. I'm under the tent, I'm on location, and I'm acquiring media. At the far right, you've got the final client delivery. Perhaps you're an agency and your brand is, whoever, or you're a YouTube star, or you're corporate marketing, whatever the case might be. All the way in the middle of all these, you've got all of these different options, music, sound design, editorial, dailies, VFX, sound effects. Guess what they all need? They all need some form of storage, right? And so the combination of Wasabi and LucidLink together provides that immediacy at distance. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, right? So if I'm doing a production, but the right person, the great visual effects designer happens to be in South Dakota, guess what? In the past, I have to go to my talent pool. Atlanta's a good talent pool, but if the best guy or gal is in South Dakota, let me go hire that guy or gal in South Dakota. With LucidLink and Wasabi, you're able to kind of do that. All right, so for why Wasabi? They're one of our partners. You can find that an integrated LucidLink and Wasabi solution. It really is about affordability, right? So that is a terrific way. There's a new way of thinking. One of the things that makes Wasabi different is the idea of no egress. If you don't know what egress is, it is the wild card in cloud object storage solutions, right? Because again, I'm an Adobe guy. I used to use Premiere quite a bit. So if I have a project with a whole bunch of media, all in the cloud, first time I hit play, I'm egressing those blocks or that data down to my local computer. The charge is very small, but across dozens or hundreds of users, across terabytes of data, it starts to add up. With Wasabi, you have no egress. And of course, they're growing. I know they took some new capital, and they're growing and building out data centers, so this is all a great thing. Quickly, just as I start to wind down, LucidLink again across the way. we, the joke is, right, that we announce something at NAB and we ship it at IBC, right? We're trying to break that chain, so we just had a major architectural lift, and we have shipped File Spaces 2.0. So in the past, we're always streaming the data, but now we're streaming the metadata. So imagine, in a typical sync and share solution, you've got hundreds of folders, thousands, tens of thousands of files, terabytes of data. All of that would have to sync and share to your local machine. With LucidLink and Wasabi together, none of that. You can have access to a petabyte of storage without syncing a single object, but have immediate access to it. So it's terrific. With the new File Spaces 2.0, we support hundreds of millions of files, thousands of concurrent users. Has anyone ever had a hard drive crash? I have. Is it fun? No, it is not. That is a rhetorical question if you're playing along in the audience. Thank you. Snapshots is a great feature that I honestly think doesn't get mentioned as much with LucidLink, but and it's not supposed to be your complete backup, archival, or disaster recovery solution. However, the fact that it's built in, I think, is a super important thing. Hey, we're all working on a project together, and I'm sorry, I'm picking on you. You deleted a file you didn't know. 3 days later, we're like, holy smokes, where do we go retrieve that file? All of it, because we're a log-based file structure, the data is actually not deleted. There's an idea called garbage collection. So we have snapshots automatically built in every 15 minutes, every hour, every day for 4 weeks, right? So 3 days goes by, oh my goodness, we lost an important file. Mount a snapshot or a point in time, copy that file back into the file space. You've lost no time. You're still able to kind of get working. All right, 2 last slides and then I'm done, or I can take some questions. But how we do it, the secret sauce. This is a great question that we always get asked. So there's 3 legs to the stool and 2 ingredients to make the secret sauce. There's the LucidLink client. Everything goes through the LucidLink client. Great news is, it's not just Windows, it's not just Mac, we also do Linux, right? So when we think about broadcast workflows or production workflows, a lot of times there is a media asset management system. Many times those are built on a Linux kernel. We work on every major platform, and everything goes through the LucidLink client. The object storage in this case is obviously going to be Wasabi, and then we have the LucidLink cloud native service, which organizes and leads me into the metadata. So 2 ingredients to the secret sauce. We create a metadata archive of your entire directory. Say again, we've got hundreds of folders, thousands of files, terabytes of data. We create that, and so, or index that, and then, I always say like, hey, I'm holding up my phone. It's now a 1 gigabyte file. 1 gigabyte in the cloud, 1 object, 1 gigabyte in size. To retrieve that, I have to pull the whole gigabyte down, right? So we're thinking like a Dropbox, a Google Drive, etc. With LucidLink, instead of 1 object, 1 gigabyte in size, we break it down into thousands of objects. By default, 256 kilobytes in size. So pulling a gigabyte down, even with a gigabit connection, not possible. Streaming 256 kilobyte blocks in real time with metadata coordination, you get it. With an internet connection, not even a great one, you're able to kind of do that. Final thing that I'm done, I can take some questions offline, but LucidLink, there is a free trial. You do not have to enter a credit card. You can spin up a Wasabi-based file space with LucidLink. Try it free on us, no obligation, no credit card, no nothing. Just go to lucidlink.com. You can see the free trial, register, and you can kind of go in there. And so with that, I will say thank you and take any questions that you might have.